appreciate once again the President of our Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, because of the initiative they had back in the year 2018, which is now commonly referred to as a handshake. And in short, it is needed to say that we continue enjoying the peace and tranquility in this country as a result of the handshake of 2017. And you can actually see that spirit is what has helped us to overcome the very, very difficult moment that we are in as a country, where we have gone through an electoral process that experienced a leaguing of an industrial scale, something we have never seen or even imagined since 1963. And I really want again to commend the former Prime Minister, the leader of the party leader of Azimio, because of his ability to take this whole setback in style and with honor, because it is him who called upon his supporters to ensure that there is peace in the country. And I really want to appreciate him. I really want to commend him. He has really shown the leadership in him and the patriotism, his love for this country. We have experienced electoral malpractices in the past, but never to the scale that we did 2022. And the fact that people are doing their normal business, they are doing everything that they were doing before as in a normal manner. We really have to commend our leaders for making it possible, and also for the humbleness with which he has taken this whole scenario, which is really an embarrassment caused by IEBC. And I'm a little surprised that the church failed to seize on this opportunity and rally Kenyans to move into this direction even in the future. I must point out one of the things that was a little worrying, and not a little worrying, it still continues playing circles in our minds. It's when Jackson Oresapit, the Archbishop of ACK, when he went to conduct the prayer at Bomas, he said that he thanked God that he has gotten Kenya back. He said, we want to thank God because we have gotten our nation back. And that statement puzzled very many of us, asking ourselves, back from where? I don't want to say more, but he would rather explain to us, back from where? He was literally setting us up for a fight, while we thought the church should be the one. But I can see that they have recovered. I see they have gone to see the president, talk about a smooth transition. And I really, the church must rediscover itself. The church must really understand their role, because there are very many people who are really disappointed with the way the church has conducted itself up to this point. But again, let me caution those again who are elected on different platforms. If you are elected as an independent, do not be in a hurry to go and start pledging loyalty to another party. If you do that, I want to tell you, it is a very one simple ground for a petition. You are elected as an independent, you must maintain that independence for the rest of your term in parliament. And we already have court cases or precedences that they can look at. So I see them learning to one side of the political divide to pledge loyalty, even wearing party colors. And I can tell you that any voter in the country can challenge their election in their continued presence in parliament, and they lose their seats. Equally, if you are elected on a particular political party, I urge that you desist from being tempted to practice political pastoralism, because it's like people are now have become political pastoralists. They want to go everywhere, Turia, things are not yet anywhere, and Again, one can easily lose his or her seat in parliament because of that kind of political pastoralism. As a leader, you need to be seen to be stable, to know what it is that you stood for, and to push for what you stood for. Those who voted for you on whatever platform they did is because you are able to convince them that that is a good platform. But when you are seen to be running in the night, in the morning, in the day, it's like kama kuku anataka kuteka mayai kila pahali, it becomes disturbing to us, and you also create unnecessary instability. But having said that, I again want to say that we in Azimio have numbers. We have said it before. We have the majority in parliament. In the Senate, we are short of one. Our competitors are ahead of us by one senator, and we look forward to the sensible conclusion of this matter, so that we can then be able to set the ball rolling and continue offering services to Kenyans from whatever platform one was offered by Kenyans. But again, I think it is important to reiterate that if the kind of rigging we saw on the 9th of August and thereafter in the counting of the presidential ballots, if that rigging is not addressed by our courts of law, it makes nonsense to go into any elections in future in this country. IEBC is a total embarrassment to us. The rigging was done with cahoot of the POs, the ROs, and the IEBC officials were all involved in this. Of course, even the security agencies were sucked in. And you may never go to court to prove some of these things. But the reality and the truth of the matter is that if this is not addressed, we risk running into headwinds in the coming days. And it is very important that those petitions that may find their way to court, including the presidential petition that we hope will be filed in the coming days, is given some good thinking by the courts. I want to say again, the kind of rigging that was occasioned, and especially within Mount Kenya, to the point of producing a group of readers you really have to say many things about, is worrying. And losing is not a big issue, but you want the will of the people to be reflected by the outcome. In Mount Kenya region and in the whole of it, I want to tell you again, that is not the will of the people. That is the will of William Samoei Ruto and his team of riggers, because there are quite a number of them. And again, we may never be able to pin them in a court of law, but the fact is, it's written all, it's all over. Move on. Of course, we want the petition. The presidential petition is very key to us as a country. But those who want to file petitions can file petitions. But I think the thing is that the country must move on. And we must really think hard on how you deal with the entrenched acceptance of stealing. It has become like a thing everybody is happy about. When you elect a leader at different levels who have a history of stealing and are quickly embraced by the church, and the church even says, thank God we have our nation back, you wonder what kind of a culture we want to take in as a country. And it worries some of us, and it keeps us thinking as to what we need to do next. But most important is to ensure that we are in a peaceful environment. But it's really scary to be in a peaceful environment when everything is being stolen around you or when most of those around you are thieves, you don't know when they will eventually steal you, because they are going to steal you. They will finish stealing everything, alafu watakuiba wewe mwenyewe, na hata kanisa itakuwa hapa tu ikilia, wewe goja tu.
So is Azimio still keen on the presidential petition?
Still?
The Azimio coalition. Is it still keen on?
Very keen. I mean, how do you allow that kind of theft to go on? We know for a fact that we know how the votes were suppressed, even at the tallying, the Kims. I mean, I don't want to play them. That's something with the Rigo team, but the petition will be in court, and that's why I'm saying, do not be in a hurry to go rushing all over. We will get there slowly, but surely. Yes.